Hello, it's me, Zoa, and today I'm going to talk to you about the mantle of responsibility and why it's so important. So first, I'm going to show a little prophecy that Matt Groening here and the Simpsons have done. I've shown you this in the past. It's got my meteorite here, right at the start in the shape of Moe's head hitting the earth. It's the sixth seal from the Book of Revelations, and the stars will fall from heaven. And it goes on to explain a parasite. We did not listen to those who came before us, that's not the remote bit with. I've got like 3 different screens trying to do things at the same time. So we'll go here. The truth is in your mouth, right? The black goo from Prometheus, right? That caused the Xenomorph. Or it's the flood from... And because what's to do with Halo, and it's summed up quite neatly. There's a species called the Precursors, which look a bit like the Xenomorph. And then you have the Forerunners, which is, here in this verse, it's people like me when I was Horus. Or when I was 4. We're Forerunners. Yep. Now, we are the inheritors, people on God's side, because those who inherit will bear the mantle of responsibility. As you see, the flood happened, the actual parasite happened in Halo. And right now we go through the rupture, but it's, well, the rapture in the rupture of our DNA, but we are doing it the proper way and not the wrong way, not the negative rupture, the positive rupture of God. So that's why we do not do it man's way and combine technology with the parasite like we do in Halo. Now then, this is shown in Dragon Ball as well. We look at Dragon Ball Super, what happens to be on? Exactly. So we look at this. We have Frieza floating in his chair. His third form is a Xenomorph. He's the Precursor, because there is Ampules, who is a Xenomorph form, right next to him. One of his army, his flood force. That was Osiris. Big green. The way he can stretch and move his arms, if you watch Rick and Morty, where Morty does an Akira, it combines with a parasite. Well, it looks a bit like it inside his arms. Shenron does as well. In fact, most dragons do. But now, back in the Halo, because, as you can see, Frieza looks a lot like the prophets of Halo, doesn't he, as well, the way he sat in that floating chair, which I'll show you now. If we go to Halo, let's load up Halo Legends, and let's go to Arrow, the duel. That'll give you a good example, because that's what's happening on screen with that fight right there. In Dragon Ball, it's pretty much this same story being told here, but from the perspective of an arbiter being bullied to join Frieza's covenant. Well, it won't, because he thinks the Halo rings are wormholes and not. Because I'll show you a better view of the prophet there. As you can see, very much like Frieza and Alien Grey. A sunshine. Now think of Alien vs Predator and yep, it all ties in. The flood. Now the let go of the worms here are the hammerpede from the film Prometheus, ruptured up from the black goo, but it's following the line of evolution. But now we need to go back to the main menu. So for the mantle of responsibility, I've now got to go back to Dragon Ball, where we are watching pretty much the same parallel being done in Dragon Ball. The prophet. There's the arbiter. There you go. Hanuman, the monkey god of mythologies, is Goku. Kakarot in Super Saiyan Blue god form. Who most there, Whis, had just zapped them into a pocket burster train to become that, to rupture up. We'll go to the end of this, right, because I've been looking into this a bit deeper, creepypastas and Lovecraft and stuff like that. And in the Bible, well, right now we've got the coronavirus. In Halo, Cortana is an AI combined with the flood into a Cortana virus. Right. The Antichrist will use the same biomechanical engineer Parasite to take over technology. And if you read the Necromon by P.W. Lovecraft, who've done the Cthulu stuff, that'll explain it. It's the flood taking over the body, like in Halo. In fact, in Harry Potter, Fantastic Beasts and the Crimes of Grindelwald, he actually shows a good example. Someone pulling a said parasite from behind someone's eye. In fact, Grindelwald himself is the Aryan alien that Hitler was working with during World War II. Yeah? And there's another one called, and the Forerunners was said to have been created on Earth 15 million years ago, and that is how old this impact glass called Moldavite is, created from meteorites. And in our legends, we've always had a Leviathan of some sort, a great beast of the sea. It's the prophetic beast of the sea from the Bible. Because you had, at the beginning, God created the universe, turned Reese from Dragon Ball into the Higgs boson to create us. In one of the materials was dark matter, and dark matter is what is the cause of the flood, the parasite, because it's in everyone's DNA and they eat it. And part of the backstory is, after the Forerunner flood war years ago, they wiped it out, the flood spores got into people's food, hence Apocalypse Chow from The Simpsons, and it slowly started changing their DNA rupturing up in the negative way, hence why certain foods give you cancer and stuff like that. Cancer is black, now think of it in the same way. Cancer, Cortana, just figure that one out there. It's a star sign like Pleiades there on my skull. My meteorite, the Pleiades star cluster. I've also got the Norse god Odin there. That's the red guy there, the spear going the other a little bit. And then Fenrir, the wolf. That's one of the final battles of Ragnarok from the Norse mythology. And speaking of Ragnarok, again, me as four went against the Leviathan, the great serpent of the sea. And that great serpent of the sea comes from the Primordial one, which is another word for Asmodeus being split off from God when he's put him in the body of Satan. And then later jumped to Lucifer for another try. He's going to jump to the Antichrist this time to try again. Now, the Leviathan, the Primordial one, now what do you think that could be in here? It could be the Alien Queen. It could be Frieza. More appropriately here, it's actually the Gravemind. The Gravemind. Because it too looks like a Leviathan. There it is, watch. And when that Gravemind opens its mouth, the Leviathan in the Bible had 3 heads. Ouroboros ties in because it describes the Leviathan as well. That looks like an alien. It looks like an alien world from Alien Covenant, the latest Alien franchise film, Alien Covenant. But done it wrong, that wasn't the way to do it. And this happened because the Primordial one, well, the people he was trying to, there he is, the Leviathan. The people he was trying to help out wouldn't got bear the mantle of responsibility. God is trapped in his own, in his form room. He's in there, but he's not departed because he comes through astral projectly as Anubis, as the Holy Spirit. He also sends through his angels. He also sends through himself as an alien in a physical form. But he's restricted in a little spear. That winged dragon of war, spear mode. Think of him like being trapped in a portal, but because of this, he had to separate the Primordial one. He ended up, basically, as you see on the film Prometheus, breaking down his own DNA and infesting the flood form. He's done the wrong thing. So he needs our help just as much as we need his help, because it's coming back. That's a Xenomorph opening its mouth. same thing. It's the Leviathan. The Leviathan. Because it exists not only in the Bible, it exists in every mythology. And if you think about how it ties in with the Ouroboros, now we're looking at the Ouroboros. The Ouroboros in the symbolism is one serpent eating its own tail. Now then, this Ouroboros, the Evilswarm Ouroboros, again has the tentacles, again has all the hallmarks of that same flood Xenomorph parasite. In the Bible, Ouroboros had 3 heads. That has 3 heads. The Spear of Destiny has 3 heads. And it looks like, well, it's missing a head because someone else has got the middle head, but that is the new activation key for the new Halo ring, which will be constructed 1,000 years after Armageddon, which will not wipe out life, but rather stabilise the dark matter that exists all around us. That is going to be one of our mantles of responsibility from the Precursors, from God himself, to make sure this doesn't happen again, and to make sure it doesn't. I've been assigned 300 Spartans to my name to help out against all of this in the upcoming Antichrist Book of Revelations. Because he has the 6th seal, right? Yeah. Star of Heaven. So, to explain it all.